G'day and welcome back to Dark Soul Gaming and Willamina Forest for our 24-day hardcore seasons challenge. We are on Willamina Forest, which is a huge forestry map, and we have to carve out our farming experience literally from the dense forest. So we've continued to do so, and right now we are heading up here to the farm to grab our fertilizer sprayer, as we need to go and lay some fertilizer down on our new fields over the other side of the river. Alright, so as you would notice, we also have this Atlas, so class Atlas tractor with the dual row crop tires on it, and we decided to go and buy this purely from the fact that we just wanted a small tractor just to get around and do stuff instead of using the big Xerions. So we've grabbed this. So we're going to head on down here, we're going to grab some liquid fertilizer, fill this up, and we are going to head on over and get spraying on those fields, get them fertilized up, and then in day 17, so in 2 days time, we are going to plant them with a winter crop, and we're going to see how that goes. So that is the plan for this point in time, and we'll just see what happens there. Now, will we be able to actually harvest that winter crop? I've never been able to, actually, now for whatever reason. So it'll be an interesting test to see if we can actually get that done. So, alright, let's grab some fertilizer. Okay, I don't know what the hell was going on then, but it didn't want to refill. Now it is refilling. So, those two containers over there, for obvious reasons, for whatever reasons, don't want to fill up the sprayer. Anyway, we are done, so we're done now. Alright. So let's head on over and have a look at this. Now I did notice that our spraying mechanism is dropping back down way too low. There we go. Whoops. Right, off we go. So sorry about that delay, but anyway. Well, there was no delay because I cut it out. Alright, so we're going to head on over there, get this fertilizer on the field, and then we're going to come back and get it done. So hopefully we can get all this done before it gets dark. It's 2:45 in the afternoon. Looks like a bit of weather is coming in. It's getting a bit dark and gloomy in places. So hopefully we can get it all done. All right. So other than that, I hope everyone is doing really well. We will just continue on. We're getting close to being able to harvest some of our fields, like this field over here to our left-hand side, and we will be able to start making a bit more money then too, because we're able to start selling off those crops. We do need to make sure, in fact I do need to check my sheep today too before we transition, because I think they may be about due to get some feed, some grass and a bit of top up of their water, so I'll have to have a look at that and see how that is going before we get too far gone and then forget. So but it won't take us too long to get this fertilization done, I don't believe, so we'll just crack in, get that done as quick as we can, and then come back over here, check the sheep, and then go from there. The wool pallets are filling up quickly as well, so I do need to bring that over. Now I do need to decide on whether I'm going to buy a telehandler and bring that over. I think that might be the best thing to do, or alternatively, well, see, I don't think this one didn't have the option for the loading for the attacher, so I don't know. I have to check. I might be able to take this to the shop and get it attached to this one and then use it on this, but I don't think this one has that capability. So, might need to buy another tractor, or alternatively buy a telehandler. So I don't think we've got a telehandler at the moment. We've got the forklift. So anyway, all right, here we are. We're at the field. I want that view. Right. And here we go. So there's another test to see how this goes on this land. Fold him out. More the point, test my coordination to see if I can maintain the proper width. Right. There we go. Yeah, so he hasn't got as much grunt as the Xerions, and he's pulling up a fertilizer spreader or sprayer, which he's testing him out a little bit. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it performs. Certainly it doesn't seem as though it really matters how far up the boom is from the ground. It's covering anyway. So I don't think this will have a problem, relatively speaking, in relation to the jobs it needs to do. Obviously the tractor itself struggles with the weight and the inclination. But for now, I think we're okay. Certainly wobbling all over the place. That's to be expected though. Alright. Not a very quick speed or anything with the operation of this. So .12 kilometers an hour, but that's okay. We'll get there. All right. Now, in the last episode, we did talk about. Oh, there we go. So it gets caught there. That's interesting. That's very interesting. All right, come on. What are you doing? Right. So that was very interesting. Right, let's keep an eye on that one. All right, we'll just continue on. We'll come back and worry about the corners later on if we really need to. So yeah, in the last episode, we were telling you about Aussie Medic and the story we had at the grocery. And I told you that the good heartfelt story of the little old lady and buying her extra jelly cup. I did say I was going to tell you about the other incident I had at the supermarket recently. So in a similar sort of fashion, I was at the supermarket and we had these restrictions in place. It was before we had the more restrictive buying numbers put in. And ahead of me there was this family. It was a husband and wife, I assume, and had two young kids. One was probably about 18 months and the other one was probably 2, maybe 3 years old. I don't know, something around that. So they weren't too far apart and they were both very young. Anyway, the father was doing the checkout and he wanted to get 2 packs of baby wipes, and the shop assistant said, look, sorry sir, I can't give you the 2 packets of baby wipes because there's a restriction in place. And he sort of said, oh well, that's stupid, da da da. I'll have to come back later this afternoon and buy another pack. Is there anything stopping me doing that? And the shop assistant said, no, you can come back and do it. It just can only be one in one transaction. He's gone, well, that's stupid. Anyway, his wife's telling him, it's okay, we'll just come and get it back. Anyway, so I walked over and I said, look, if you don't mind waiting a couple of extra minutes as I run into another tree. And I didn't say that to them. But I went up to them and I said to the father or the husband, and said, look, I said, if you're just happy to wait a minute or two, I'll purchase that other packet of wipes for you, so you don't have to worry about coming back down or anything else like that. Well, that was the wrong thing to do. So I got the abuse then. What do you think this is? And there's insert many expletives in here. I'm obviously not going to put them out because it's a G rating or a PG rating. But anyway, there was lots of F-bombs. And basically, that I was insinuating that he can't pay and support his family and all this and that. And I said, hey, look, I'm just offering to buy your wipes for you and your family. I said, I've got 3 young kids at home, and I've been through that battle even without the restrictions of just being able to get supplies of like things like baby formula and wipes and stuff like that. I said, so I'm just simply offering to help out. Anyway, he's still cursing me, and his wife's telling him to basically shut up. The gentleman's just trying to be nice, blah, 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 blah. And he's carrying on and on and on and on and on. So I went, fine, look, no worries, mate, I'll just offering to help. I said, it's not a problem. So I stepped back to my trolley and continued to put my grocery items on the conveyor. And the bloke behind me, who was probably 10, maybe 15 years older than me, sort of just cartoon. He's going, it's amazing how people in community nowadays just don't know how to react and how to socialise. And it's true. I mean, I wasn't. I mean, okay, I can understand how he may have thought, possibly for a split second, that I was. Well, and actually, no, I can't. It was just simply an offer to assist him, so he didn't have to come back down at a later date or time to buy another pack of wipes. Now, having a young child, as any of you would know that have had children, a pack of wipes, depending upon the day and what's happening with the child or the children, you can go through a pack of wipes very, very quickly, even if it is like a pack of 500 wipes. Anyway, yeah, so it was just, I copped an absolute gobful for it, and even the checkout guy that was there, he was like telling the bloke, "Oh, look, it's okay. He's just offering to help." He said, "It's okay." Anyway, they stormed off, and the wife was berating him something chronic, like she was into him, which I don't profess to enjoy. But you know what? I think in that circumstance, he duly deserved being berated. But it's just showing you the difference, the chalk and cheese between the reactions of people. And I mean, it's enough, I guess, in this day and age to put some people off actually offering to help. I mean, it was nothing for me to spend, what was it, $4 or something on a pack of wipes to help make sure that family's not inconvenienced. Now, I mean, for all I knew, the father may have had to take time off to take the wife shopping because they've only got one car or whatever else. And it was just an offer to sort of, again, not to big note myself or anything else like that. It was just an offer to actually help someone because you understand what they may be going through or whatever else. And he just took it as an affront. And I mean, look, some people may well do that, and I'm not in his mindset, so I don't know. He may have had problems in relation to confidence in that regard, or they may have actually been a struggling family with money and all that sort of stuff. But which in any case would still be puzzling. But it just sort of shows in the context of today's day and age the difference in mindsets, I think, between the generations as well. I mean, I was certainly brought up to I wasn't brought up in a religious family at all, but we were taught to respect our elders and to help out where we can, sort of thing, and all that sort of stuff. And it certainly seems as though it's been lost on some of the later generations. Everyone talks about the Me Too movement and all that sort of stuff. Well, I think the Me Too movement is pretty much rife in certain, and yes, this is a generalization, but I think the younger generations, I think, is pretty much rife throughout their entire social existence, that they're very much like that. I certainly know that there are a lot of people that aren't like that. There are a lot of younger people that are very good in a social context and all that sort of stuff, and they'll help out, etc., etc. But yeah, it's just disappointing, I guess. I mean, it was no skin off my nose. It didn't faze me at all. I wasn't offended by it. I was a bit taken aback, I guess. Like if he had just said, "Oh, look, thanks for the offer, but no thanks, it's okay," that's a bit different. But the reaction I got was just, to me, it just surprised me. Perhaps it probably shouldn't have, but it did. But anyway, so there you go. There's the flip side. So, but it's like, see, the other week or the other month, when was it? I think it was before Christmas. We were, my wife and I and the family were at a shopping centre, a local shopping centre, and we were just having a bite to eat. We're having a coffee and that. We were doing all the Christmas shopping and stuff. And while my wife was getting the coffee and the kids a donut, there was this elderly lady. I mean, she wasn't an old lady. She'd probably be in her 60s, maybe early 70s. And she was visibly upset at the counter, and she couldn't find, she'd lost $50. Basically, that's all the money she had on her for the day, sort of thing. And she was out with a friend, but the friend was away at the table or whatever, having there. And my wife said, "Well, oh look, I'll buy you coffee for you," and she did. And she was, the lady was touched by it. She thanked her very much and was very appreciative of it and all that sort of stuff. She got a little bit upset anyway. And the lady's taken her coffees and her donuts and gone over to a friend and sat down, and you see they were both talking about it. Then they pointed towards my wife, and you can see they were smiling, but there was tears in the eyes. Like, obviously they appreciated the token, the gesture. I'd say token gesture. It wasn't a token gesture at all. Anyway, when my wife came back to me and told me the story, and I said, well, you know what, we're at that point in time, we're coming into Christmas. We were okay. We weren't struggling for funds or anything else like that. And I said to her, well, go over to her. Here's $50. I gave my wife $50, a $50 note. I said, go over to her and just offer the $50. Just give it to her. Like, don't take no for an answer sort of thing, and just give it to her. Because when she was sitting there having a coffee, she was pulling a bag apart. So obviously she was worried that she hadn't found she'd lost $50, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so my wife went over there and took the $50 with her. And started speaking to her, and the lady's going, oh, this is the lovely girl that bought our coffees, and they both thanked her again, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so my wife's offered her the $50, said, look, we don't want to see you go without, blah, blah, blah. Here's $50. We can afford to assist you, da, da, da. Anyway, at that point in time, she found her $50, in her purse. And so then, of course, what she do, the first thing she offered is to reimburse us for the coffee. And obviously my wife said no. But it was one of those feel-good moments. I mean, it's nice to be able to help someone in those sort of situations. Like, not always can you do it. I mean, like, we're not rich. We haven't got a huge amount of money, and we've got our family to support. But in those situations where you're able to, and we certainly at that point in time were able to, it's nice to be able to help out. And yeah, you do get a good feeling of it. Certainly. I mean, I guess that's part of the reason why, I suppose, for me, I joined the military. It wasn't that I wanted to go and learn to shoot people or blow things up, or even just to get a trade or anything else per se. I guess in my deepest thoughts, and that it was just the fact that I wanted to serve my country and help people out where I could by doing so. And I never gave it a second thought, and that was just part and parcel of what it is. And I guess there are many that do it for that same reason. There are others that don't. They may have just done it for a trade or whatever else. But was it the primary reason for me joining? I don't know. It's many, many years ago, and I don't remember many of the thoughts I had last week, let alone what I thought as an 18-year-old or 17-year-old about to join. But yeah, it's one of those things. So I mean, I guess if you want to feel good about yourself, you don't have to go out and just be helping people all the time. But you know what? Just occasionally, just go above and beyond. If you see someone that's in a bit of need, someone that could do with a bit of support, take that extra step. Okay, just go and ask them. I mean, you see someone that's sitting on the side of the street and they're looking a bit down, just go and check on them. I mean, you just never know. They might be really struggling, or they might be, dare I say, and I don't like to say it, they may be considering taking their own life for whatever circumstances hit them. And just by you having that interaction or saying, are you okay, for instance, you may make a difference. And certainly for those of you that are of the younger generation, just give it a thought and do it. You'll be surprised how good it makes you feel, and you're making a positive change. So I also strongly believe in like the pay it forward movement. I think that's a great idea. And look, you never know the positive impact you're going to have on someone. And I'd like to think that if I was in such a situation where I needed someone to give me that little bit of a positive boost for whatever reason, that number one, they'd be there to do that, and number two, that I would be appreciative of it. And look, I'm not going to take the next 6 months and tell you all to go pay it forward or anything else like that. And just sort of giving stories to sort of highlight that there is some good out there. And I'm not doing it to highlight my own actions or the actions of my wife or anything else like that. I mean, there are plenty of other people that do something similar on a day-to-day basis. But putting the education out there, I guess, and just talking about it, could make a big difference to someone, as we find that we're sliding around the edges because the booms are getting caught on both edges. Anyway, yeah, so that's all. But anyway, so there's my another 2 differing points of view to the stories. Anyway, back to farming. Right, and we're almost finished. We're almost at the end of the episode. So we're going to finish off with the fertilization of this field. We'll be finished just in time for night time, I think. And we do need to still check on the sheep. So before we transition, I need to make sure we've got feed there, if I need feed. But what we'll do is right now, I'm going to check just to sort of see what the state of the sheep is. Right, so they need water. So before we transition tonight, I have to go give them some water. They've got enough feed, so they'll be okay in that regard. So on the way back, we'll just stop off and we'll fill up the water trough. So that will be the plan there. All right. Well, there's no point keeping you here any longer. I've bored you well and truly enough with my stories. And we're just going to finish off this field with the fertilization. And then, like I said, on the way back, we'll just top up the water. Simply a matter of going to the water trough and turning on the valve. And then we'll be done. So on that note, we might as well start signing off. So thanks very much for joining us here again in Willamina Forest. I hope you're enjoying the series. We're really enjoying this, and as I said when we first started, it's not something that I would normally do with so much wood cutting and all that sort of stuff. It's not something that I thought that we'd enjoy, but I've really embraced and enjoyed this series, and I'm really enjoying what we're doing. And I hope you're enjoying it too. If not, that's okay. Let me know. If you're not enjoying it, let me know what you don't enjoy on this series. Let me know what you don't enjoy about my channel. I mean, I'm all for providing feedback. I mean, you never know. You may tell me there's something you don't like, and I may not realize it, and then we may fix that up so you do like it. So leave a comment down below. Let me know if you liked it, or if you don't like it, or whatever else. Or if you just want to say hi, Duck, just leave a comment down there as well. All right. Oh, sliding around. Okay. So don't also forget to come and join us on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook. The details for all those are down below in the comments. And don't forget to press that like button as well if you did like the series, or you like this episode, or if you did like the stories. Or you can press the dislike button if you didn't like the stories. That's okay. All right. But apart from that, make sure you press that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber as well. And if you do press the subscribe button, please make sure you press that alarm notification icon as well, so you're made aware of when more videos are available just like this one on the channel. All right. So until next time, this is Duck Sorley at Willamina Forest. And please make sure that you keep your arms and legs inside the car at all times, and the tractor. And we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Willamina Forest and Duck Sorley Gaming. Take care of everyone. See you all later. Bye.